Okay, now I want to discuss another question, which is, why is eschatology so powerful? Okay? How is it possible for eschatology to drive geopolitics? And the answer has to do with the structure of power in society. Okay? So let me explain what's going on. Okay, so the first thing you guys need to appreciate is that the occult is the basis of everything. Okay, the occult is the basis of reality. The occult means basically esoteric or hidden knowledge, or a mystical understanding of how the universe works. Okay. Another way of saying this is action comes after ideas. Only if we can imagine the action can the action actually take place. Okay? And the occult are these mystics who are trying to figure out the secrets of the universe, which includes alchemy, eschatology, astrology, okay? Okay, alchemy is just trying to transmute or transform nothing into something, okay? Basically lead into gold or death into life, okay? They're trying to animate things. Eschatology is an understanding of how the world ends. Astrology is an understanding of how the moving the stars influences historical patterns, okay? All right, so these are the three main fields. Now, there are people in power, okay, who form secret societies. And there are lots and lots of them, okay? And they form secret societies because they want to access the secrets of the occult in order to gain more power and wealth for themselves. Because if you think about it, the more secrets you have, the more power you have, okay? So that's why they form secret societies, in order to worship the occult, in order to obtain more power for themselves. Once these secret societies and these occult and the occult form an alliance, they transform each other, okay? The occult before was very much just focused on esoteric knowledge. But once it comes in contact with these secret societies, then they focus more about eschatology, okay? Because now they have the mechanism, the means, in order to achieve their eschatology and the end of the world. The elite like eschatology because they believe that if they're able to bring up about the end of the world, then they themselves can have the most power because they'll be close to God. Also, what's important for you guys to understand is secret societies do not believe they can change the world. They don't believe they can actually alter the course of history. What they believe is they can ride the wave of history into absolute power. Okay? And then once this alliance is formed, what they do now is they basically select leaders or agents or puppets or scapegoats, okay, whatever name you want to call them, and become the person who propels history forward, okay? These are the agents. And historically, these people included Napoleon or Julius Caesar or Hitler or Stalin. Today, they are, of course, Trump and Putin. Because you need an individual to capture the imagination of the people and create action in order to achieve this eschatology. Okay, does that make sense? So this is a basic framework of how history happens. Okay, you always need the occult in order for history to happen. If you don't have the occult, you end up like China, okay? China just focuses on harmony and balance. All right. Once you have the occult, then that gives rise to secret societies who then pick agents in order to achieve the eschatological vision. Okay, now I want to discuss why these secret societies are so powerful. And it has to do with the structure of society, okay? So society is often bureaucratized into different departments. You have the military, you have the political system, you have science or religion, you have finance, you have the bureaucracy. Okay? So just basically different segments of society. Now, within each segment, you're going to have a range of personality types. Most people just want to live normal lives. They want to get along. They want to collect their paycheck, go home, and raise their families. That's all they care about. About 90% of people are like that, okay? Then you have some extreme people who are more idealistic. Then you have more extreme people who are power hungry, okay? And these people that are power hungry, they converge together and they work together because they're all more interested in order and control. All right? In order to obtain more order and control, they form secret societies. And once they have these secret societies, they're able to achieve three things that give them more power and control over other people, okay? The first is secrecy. The second is trust. And the last is coordination. Okay? And how they're able to achieve this is through eschatology. Eschatology is a script for them to act out. Okay? And that allows for them to coordinate even though they may not know actually what they're doing. Okay? Because they're all trying to achieve the same script. Okay? Does that make sense so far? Okay? Are there any questions before I continue? Any questions? Okay. All right. So now what I want to discuss is this. Why is eschatology so powerful? Why does it compel us to do things that are, from an outsider's perspective, irrational or extreme or fanatical, like start wars in the Middle East? And the argument I want to make to you is that the reason why is that eschatology that we have today in the Middle East, it is fundamentally sexual in nature. Sexual in nature. All right? So remember this. At the eschatology, it's not just an idea. It's sexual. It's something that you want to move towards. You're driven by this sexual urge in order to fulfill the eschatology, okay?